Hello and welcome to another week of Sambo iRacing. We're back at Rudskogen Motorsenter this time for a track guide in the F4 on iRacing. So this is using the iRacing Rudskogen fixed setup. No changes made whatsoever. I wouldn't know what to do with them anyway. If you are new to my channel, what we do is a hot lap, a breakdown lap, and then we're back in the cockpit one final time with the driving line on. Let's start. Now it's time for the hot lap. Smashing it down the main straight, leave it in 5th gear. Just before the 50, we're going to brake, drop it down to 4th. No brake on the second apex as you saw there. Just a lift and dropping it down to 3rd. Hug it back round to the right hand side. It's not everyone's line, it is mine. Back out over to the left hand side, looking for the 50, turn in, tiny bit of brake, just tiny, and keep it constant. Leave it in 4th gear, back over to the right hand side, little lift through 5, back on the gas, little lift through 6, back on the gas. Now we're braking, try and hold it tight. Such a slippy corner, feed the power back on. Up to 4th. Up to 5th, 50 meter marker, brake hard. All the way down to 2nd gear, long trail off, back on the gas, commit. Over to the right hand side, up to 4th gear, little dab on the brakes, leave it in 4th, cut the corner, not any more than I have done. Flap through the 2nd to last corner, and then we're just waiting an age until we can get fully back on the power here. Exit wide. And that's a lap of Rudskogen. Really good track and car combo. Should be a lot of fun this week. And also, turn your car into a Ford. Remove the rear wing. Right, let's do the breakdown. Okay, breakdown lap. So our first braking marker is more or less just before the 50 meter mark, or you can look at the rumble strip on the right hand side. And we're going to brake quite hard up to about 80%, wipe that speed off, start turning in. And what we're doing, drop it into 4th, as you can see. We're getting to the apex there. We're leaving our right-hand tyres on the asphalt. Quick blip of power, and now what we're just going to do is a lift, and we're going to, as we lift, drop it into 3rd. And we're lifting almost down to 0, holding it round to the right-hand side, just getting that power on nice and early on the rumble strip, as you can see. And we go up through the gears, back over to the left-hand side. We want to get out over the rumble strip on the left-hand side, as you can see here. So, and we're going to start turning in properly at the 50 meter mark. And we're going to start turning in with full power, and then we're doing a big lift, and then we're just holding around 20% brake. So a lot of people brake too much here, you lose your rear. We're just holding it around 20%, dropping it down to almost nothing, dropping it to 4th gear. And as you can see, I'm just trying to get the power back on as soon as possible. So I'm back on 100%. I can't get out to the driving line in this car. So I do a lift, cutting the corner, leaving your right-hand tyres on the track, back on full power. And then we're just doing a lift again, leaving our left-hand tyres just on the track. Back on the power again, and then the braking marker is just after this line in the road. And we're going to brake up to about 50% very quickly. And now we're just feeding this power back on, trying to get it back over to the left-hand side, getting our left-hand tyres over the rumble strip. And then back on 100%. This is one of the best braking zones on the sim because we come down, we completely compress just after the 50 meter marker. We've got all this grip in the tyres. I'm running 55% brake bias again, braking up to 90%, and then we're trailing it off down to 4th, down to 3rd, down to 2nd, and building back up, trying to get back up to full power. So just as I leave the apex there, or the rumble strip, I'm back on 100% power, committing to it, up to 4th. And we're wanting to get our right-hand tyres well over the rumble strip here. And as we get to the rumble strip, that's when we're braking up to about 45%. Trail it off, leave it in 4th gear, feeding the power back on. It's quite a late power feed on that one because it's slippy. Back on 100%. And then at the end of this rumble strip, we're going to turn in full power, full beans. We're cutting the corner, keeping our right-hand tyres on the track. Still on 100%, and now as we straighten the wheel, we can get back on the brake to about 70%. Very quick trail off, and as I say, we're just waiting and waiting and waiting in third gear, and then when we know that we're going to be able to make the corner, as I do now, I start feeding it back onto 100%. We'll force you out wide, but that's fine as long as you keep your right-hand tyres inside the rumble strip or the track. That's the breakdown lap. We have one final lap coming up with the driving line on, which I shall show you now. Any questions? Let me know in the comments. As always, thanks for your continued support. I've been Sambo iRacing. I'll see you guys in the week. Cheers.